Good morning. You see that? I just went and gave plasma, and that made me think about how so many people, I get asked this question all the time. How do you afford van life? And this is one of the ways I afford van life. I gave some last year, and then I had low iron. They actually didn't let me give, I don't know, it was like 2 or 3 times because I had low iron. But I think because I haven't been drinking, I think it's been like 43 days now, something like that. I have had no problems. Like, I had to do a physical before I started again because I haven't done it over a year. I think it was that last July that I gave last time. And then what they do is they entice you to come back. So for 8 times in 35 days, I'll get $600. And if you don't know, if you give plasma, they give you a card then, and then they put the money on the card. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to save that $600 on that card. I'm not going to spend it. And then that's what I'm going to use for my gas to get to Florida when I leave. Like, I'll probably leave towards the end of October. My birthday's on October 26th, and then Joy's birthday is on November 5th. So we'll probably have like a, little together birthday celebration, and then I'll leave. So how do I make money? I make money any way I can, and this is how I travel. I think some people think I'm like independently wealthy or something, and I think about it too, because John and Keith, I'm meeting them in Florida. I was with them last year. They're both retired, so they get their monthly money or whatever. Well, I'm not retired. I'm 57. I'll be 58 in October. So I have to make my money to make this happen. And if you don't know, like, my daughter just graduated from college and she's a teacher. So she was in her teaching thing the last semester. So I literally had to support her. And then that's what I got a legal job when I was in Florida to help pay for that for her. And so, I work at Walgreens, and I've been working as much as I can. I've been picking up other people's shifts, just so I can make more money. And then, I do YouTube, and that, honestly, that's hit or miss. I make anywhere between $300 and maybe $1,000. You just never know. It could be anywhere in between there in a month, and no rhyme or reason. I have no clue. And then, like, every once in a while, I get to do makeup. And next Thursday, I'm doing photo assisting on a photo shoot, so it's not makeup. And it's actually for, like, this big mechanical company I help Sean, the photographer I work with. I've helped him there before. Really nice people. And it's like a factory kind of warehouse. And it's so interesting if you could see behind the scenes of some of this stuff. We were taking a picture of like a big, massive, like, truck. And you wouldn't think, but you actually have to light that truck to make it look really good. And then there were these barrels of stuff. And it's very intricate. Like, if there's something there, you have to cover or move it, or if the light's shining on it the wrong way, you have to figure that out. It's very technical. But, so I'll make some money doing that. I'm always looking to do like some kind of typing job. Oh, I do invoices on the side for a guy. And then I do reviews. So I do whatever I can. And no, I am not independently wealthy. I am just working really hard. So that's what I do during the summer, to be able then to afford to go in the winter. And then I still, keep working, do YouTube and stuff. And as you see, can you see that? I'm all fancy. Can you see my microphone back there? So I'm getting that all set up. And then what I'm working on now, that's why I feel it's kind of boring, because I'm not really doing adventures, because I just have so much trying to make money And I'm trying to get Charlene all set. Now I'm kind of on a roll because I want to set myself up to be able to make money on the road, once I leave. I really, people have said and made comments, and thank you very much. I get so many nice comments. So does Joy. We truly appreciate it. Somebody said, because we were doing the book, would you read the book to me? Some people say, like, when I'm talking, like when I'm on my black screen, that I have like a soothing voice, because, I talk like this, really slow, soft. If I would read it to them. So I thought maybe with my microphone, I would read a chapter at a time, and then people, if you didn't, have the book or whatever, that's how, some people can't see, like Joy. Joy has a big reading machine. That's how they could be part of it. And then I really want to do, somebody said you should do interviews. And do you know, that's what I love to do. I love to interview people. I love to talk to people. And that one, Never with a Map or Without a Roadmap, I forget her handle. But, people I really want to interview who are like mature, like me, and on the road and traveling, and how they do it. Because I just told you how I do it. I work my butt off all through the summer, and I still work, during the winter. But, yeah, that's how I do it to save to do all this stuff. And I'll be scuba diving now, which is not cheap. And, the adventures are never cheap. So, and that's my whole point. And, I don't know if you guys want me to talk to about, I used to work at Marvel Comics back in the day. I was only 21 when I worked there in California. And my sister worked for Stan Lee. I knew Stan. Like, I worked with him too. I didn't work like specifically. My sister did. But, I worked with him in the company. I worked in one building, and then somebody would drive me to the other building to the voiceovers. And so that was interesting. And, I've been a roller derby girl when I was 42, 46, something like that. Yeah. And then what else have I done? Oh, I ran for city council. That was scary. And I've just done like stuff. I did adventures way before I did this. So even if I wasn't on YouTube, I would still be, this was the whole point of me leaving anyway, was doing adventures. That's always been like me. I love to do things like that. I love to do things out of the box. Yeah, so let me know if you want me to talk about that kind of stuff. But right now I am just like, I feel like it's kind of boring because I am working so much, because that's what I do in the summer when I'm home to afford to leave in the winter to travel. So if you're like me and you aren't, retired or getting, an income, and, even on retirement, most people couldn't afford it. But listen, most people, I told my mom, thank goodness I live in a van already. My daughter and her girlfriend went to look at just a studio apartment. It wasn't downtown, but it's in St. Paul. Here, St. Paul is not like the happening place. But it was $1,550 for a studio apartment, and that didn't include any parking or anything else. So, $1,500 for a studio apartment. And thank goodness there's two of them, because, they can share in that, where I've always been single and had to pay rent by myself. And I don't know how I would be working just to, here's the thing, when are you ever home if you're paying that much and groceries are atrocious? So you're working 2 or 3 jobs just to have a place to sleep at night. So I am so grateful that I took that leap to do van life. And yeah, so the plan is to, and I might do a live. I'm going to figure that out hopefully today or tomorrow. I got to figure out how to set up the micro. I have it set up, but like plug it in and do it to my computer and stuff like that. I think I'm going to try and do a live on Friday. And then I'm going to post now, but if you want, you can ask any questions down below in this video. For Joy and I, we'll do a Q&A next week. And so we'll get that done. And yeah, I'm at Starbucks right now. I just did this, so I'm going to go to Starbucks and work on my computer. I have a review to do. I got the backup camera. I have the e-bike that was stolen has arrived. If you don't know, it was stolen out of my storage. Had to make a claim with insurance, got that money, then had to order it. And now it's here, but it's huge. It looks like a motorcycle. And so Jesse and Bailey have to help me because I can't fit it in Charlene, and Bailey has like a SUV. So I think tomorrow we're gonna do that. So then I have to do that review. So, you know, that's my life. So if you're wanting to do van life, and wondering, like, even after you get the van, how do you afford it? That's how I do it. Because, like I said, I'm not retired. Well, I don't want to say far from retired, but nowadays people can't retire until they're like 70 or something. Even after that. And so, and you know, I worked my 9 to 5, and if you don't know, I was sexually harassed by I was a paralegal for 40 years, and I was sexually harassed by 3 different lawyers, partners, 3 different law firms. Another lawyer, I was just thinking about this today. I didn't do anything wrong. It was a law clerk, and but this attorney who just thought he was and I work for him. His name is Gary. I won't tell you his last name, but he thought he was the bee's knees. And he thought I did something, didn't even ask me, came out, I was about filing something, I think, with the court, came out and just started berating me at the top of his lungs, in front of like everybody. And Jeff, another attorney, I work for him too, he came out of his office and like was trying to stop Gary from, like, you know, like calming him down, and he wouldn't even listen to him, and he just kept yelling. And then finally, when he took a breath, I said, I didn't do it. And I went to the bathroom, and I was so mad. And then when he found out it wasn't me, he felt like an ass, which he should have. But at that point, I told him I would rather work at McDonald's than work for you. And that's the thing, I would rather work at Walgreens. You know how I worked at you know, for that process serving place, and I told you how much work it was. I mean, and that was for $20. I make $18 at Walgreens, and I like the people that I work with, and you know, it's I like being able to walk around and, you know, put things away and help customers and stuff like that. I am not a sitting type of person. And the last law firm I worked at before I left on van life micromanaged. I mean, there was a lady who pretty much they let run the whole thing. And if you were even talking to somebody, she would come up and you would be like all scared and leave. Like, oh my gosh, Sue sees us. And she even moved me. I was like in this, it wasn't like a cubicle. It was more like a, I don't know, an area that you sit. And there was a girl next to me, and, you know, we would talk, but we got our job done. And she moved me because she said that we were talking too much. I'm a woman in my 50s, and I'm a great worker. I quit there 3 times, and they lured me back somehow. So that's how good I was, but yet, you know, and I wasn't the only one. I mean, she did this to even the workers. We had workers there that, because they were redoing the whole place, and they were afraid of her. They were afraid of her. So I just refuse. I refuse to be put in that situation anymore. So here's the thing. I'll do whatever it takes to make money to still live this lifestyle and be free. And as you know, I may be in a different situation. I've seen a lot of my sister, Chris, you know, my brother-in-law, my dad, my brother, and all die in hospice, you know, from cancer or something. And then all young. And then, you know, my sister in an assisted living home. She's only 69. She'll never leave. So that's not going to be my story. Anyway, it's not going to be my story. Not going to be the end of my story. So I'll do whatever. So if you have a job or anything, if you need some typing done, let me know, because I can type really fast. I type over 100 words a minute. Okay, anyway, so that is how I make money on the road. And I wasn't even going to do a video today, but after I did this, because I have to give 8, I have to give 8 times within 35 days to get the $600. So this is my second time. I gave last week, and I'll do it like, I'm trying to separate it out at least like 5 days in between, or, you know, somewhere around there. Because yeah, I know it must not be too healthy. You actually can give, I think, every 2 days or every 3 days. But then that's it. I'll have the $600, and that's the money I'll save to get me to Florida. So anyway, there you go. That's how I make my money. And I'll let you know if I find anything else that I do to make it. But you know, I haven't really like tried on social media. Like, this is just something extra that I do because I like to share, and I get so many nice comments from people, like emailing me. Like, you know, I got one from a lady, and she's in her van now and traveling for like 3 months, and she's like, Tracey, you inspired me, and you know, showing me about the loves and the pilots, and she's like, I wasn't sure, but now you know, that's how I do it. Because that's the thing, I travel on the cheap too. It's not like I just work really hard during the summer, you know, to do that. Then when I travel, it's on the cheap. I've been talking to John and Keith, and where they're staying, John just asked, because he's there already, John just asked them if I could stay in the tent area, but just there's a parking lot right next to it. And I guess the guy said yes. So then it would be a lot cheaper for me. And then, you know, I won't plug Charlene in, and then I'll use my power packs and charge them like at John or Keith's place. So yeah, whatever I do is on the cheap, and that's how I do it. And there you go. Okay, I'm going to go into Starbucks because I have some work to do. And, oh, I was going to tell you too, I just bought this. It was senior day at Walgreens. I usually get 15% off because I'm an employee. But on senior day, it's the first Tuesday of every month at any Walgreens. If you're over 55, so I'm a senior, some things are good when you get older, you get 20% off. So last week I was putting, you know, truck away, and we must have just got these because I bought those drops, and somebody said to use a blow dryer for my ears, and I'm going to go scuba diving on Tuesday too, and I'm going to go buy my thing. So I'll let you in on all of it. But I got this, the ear dryer MD, and dry excess water, great for after swimming and showering. So I figure since I'm going to be scubaing a lot and I had problems with my ears, that so I got this, and I'll just keep it in my scuba gear with me. So that was cool. And then I have a review to do. The backup camera came, so I'm gonna go look at that and see how I can put that up. And the vent's coming soon. And I got the drill cord that fit, so yay, my drill is gonna be charged. And yeah, that's all I got. So you know what to do. You know, go out and make an adventure, no matter how big or how small. You don't have to sell everything and move into a van. I did that, and with prices soaring, you might want to do that too. And I have a feeling you could all piece it all together too. And like I said, work your buns off like for 6 months, and then for the next 6 months, I mean, you still have to work, but well, I do, but you know, then you can travel like that, or just budget, and you know, I don't know, for me, like I said, I just have this in me that this is what I want to do, and I will do not anything, but almost anything to keep it going. Because, you know, if Joy wasn't here, and I've already talked to her about this, like, I don't mean if she wasn't here, but Minnesota, like once, like I probably would come back to Minnesota for 3 months out of the year. I come back in like April, and, you know, to do my taxes and stuff and see my daughter. And yeah, I don't see her much anyway. I stopped to see her yesterday because she's working. Now she has a full-time job, and then she'll be being a full-time teacher in the fall. So I would leave for probably like 9 months and come back for 3. And hopefully at some point that'll happen. And still working towards, you know, like I want to do a tiny home at some point. But we're not there yet. So I'll just keep working, keep chugging along, keep giving my blood. My blood, sweat, and tears. Okay, go call someone you love, and as Joy says, tell them that you love them, and don't you dare forget your magic. And if you have any questions for me and Joy, you can leave them down below, or I'm going to do a post too, and you can leave them there. Okay, I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.